Hello, my name is Mateusz, and in this short demo I'll present you the Workflow Builder and its current capabilities. So, what is Workflow Builder? It is a front-end SDK aimed at creating different workflow editors within your software. So let's take a look at the demo. That's how the interface looks like. Typically, on the left-hand side, you have a nodes library with some elements, and through the simple drag and drop operations, you can start creating your workflows. So let us begin. Drop some triggers, maybe drop in some sort of delay node. Then let's bring two actions and maybe also a decision nodes that will demonstrate the branching within the workflows. So we have here pretty standard diagramming interface. You drop elements, you can connect them between each other. I'll add some branches here and show diverging paths on the workflows. Now, Workflow Builder is a white label tool which has configurability built in it, essentially. So while for this specific demo you can see here a set of quite generic nodes within the library, we understand that depending on the business, the actual set of triggers, actions, and other workflow elements available to the users will vary very much. So the idea is that while the entire base of the tool stays the same, the pieces like, for example, populating the node library can be done very quickly. And same goes for configuring elements, right? So once we drop a trigger, here on the right-hand side, we may select some options. So let's say that this is some sort of event-based trigger. Then we may choose, okay, maybe it's some sort of user action event. And now let's go to configuring this delay. Let's say it will be a fixed delay. We may type in it's like 3 minutes for whatever reason. And so on and so forth. Here we can define branches, and maybe let's define some sort of action. Like, for example, sending an email where we may type in some sort of email to send to someone. Now, as you can see, for each type of the nodes, the actual properties panel is different. This is, of course, understandable because different elements of the workflows need different configuration. The entire set of controls that you see here, we are using internally the JSON forms format to define what type of properties are available for each type of node within the library. The idea is that you can configure this almost purely by configuration files, essentially changing the JSON and not having to hard code some specific rules, right? So you may have different actions for different users populating library and different options available to them. Now, what's next? Let me tell a couple more words about what Workflow Builder is not, right? Because this is a front-end tool, front-end SDK. So essentially, while building this workflow, the end result that we are getting is essentially a JSON describing the entire structure, all the connections and dependencies within the workflow, right? This stays at the front-end side. This tool by itself does not contain a custom workflow execution engine or any specific backend integrations, contrary to some other SaaS products related to workflows that are there on the market. What is important here that the Workflow Builder actually allows for flexibility, right? This is essentially just a front-end code that you may embed and connect to your backend or maybe to existing orchestration services. You're not tied to any specific execution flow. Now, the next important thing about Workflow Builder is its configurability, which I already partially mentioned, but this comes also in terms of design. All right, so here for the demo, we support light and dark themes. However, the entire tool was built as a white label tool with in mind, we had the fact that typical use case would be someone embedding this tool within their existing application, and they may need to change branding, colors, all that stuff. Our enterprise version of the workflow builder actually comes with its own design system. So you're getting this entire Figma kit that has all the definitions from smaller things like buttons and all that within the application to bigger elements like nodes and everything. The entire idea here is that entire tool is built exclusively on heavily using tokens. So with that, there is also a script that you can essentially get a designer here, change the specific design set to your liking, and then convert the tokens and export this as a new CSS files that can be applied to a workflow builder. So once again, the idea is you can take it and very quickly customize it to the looks that you need. Now, what's next? The actual tool comes with a couple of standard diagramming features. We have automated layouts in different forms. We support multiple languages, as well as read-only mode, right? Because obviously only some of the users are the ones building the workflows. Other ones would probably only need to preview it. Now, with that, let me load another template and show you one more example. So while this is a front-end SDK tool and it does not come with its own workflow execution service, as one of the plugins we have prepared, we have this simple workflow runner here on the demo with a couple of example workflows, but you can build it yourself if you visit our website. But the idea is to showcase that the tool, even though it does not come with its own execution service, it may be easily adapted to it. So here we have a simple like in browser tool that just parses the data and executes all the steps. So let me just run this. This simple calculation is, I think, for the calculating how big is the pension after some years. But as you can see, from the UI perspective, we can easily see the execution, preview it, the live updates, and then see what is the result, right? So this is to showcase you how the tool can be integrated with this for this purposes of preview of the execution of the actual workflows, which very often is the requirement there. So yeah. A couple more things. As for the controls here, I've already mentioned about the JSON forms format. The entire control set, right? We support all the basics like inputs, dropdowns, date pickers, all that, plus a couple more controls like, for example, this conditional editor. However, this is all extensible. If you decide to use Workflow Builder, essentially what you're getting is a source code, right, that you may adapt to your needs. If you'd like to check out our community edition, you may visit our GitHub, where the community edition has its own source open, so we can preview it, see the integration. When it comes to some of the features that were shown here, they actually come within our enterprise edition, and yeah. As the entire tool is modular, they come in forms of plugins. But yeah, as for the basics, if you'd like to first, try out just the basic, look and feel of the nodes and see if the integration works for you, you can visit our GitHub and see the code for yourself. So yeah, I think that would be it for the demo. Thank you.